how does everyone feel about their practice routines? Jeffrey, how do you feel?
I think I know what I should be doing. It's doing it's another matter.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I think it's being on a spot where you're not doing properly that's the hardest thing in the routines. I think you can have a set of routines, but it's what are you know, when you've got a problem, what's not working. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Absolutely. Mariano, yourself?
Yeah, I feel good. So many.
The same? You can't expand a bit more?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, yourself, how do you feel?
Yeah, just finding the time to do it, really.
Finding the time to do it, that's important. Okay, so we will all have similar issues in our practicing, but is there anyone here who feels they're progressing too fast? That when they're practicing, things are going so well that you just want to tell yourself, I've got to stop practicing, I'm developing so quickly, I'm becoming, you know, it's just amazing. Okay, so an important point I want to make is, if you had to get 100 people in the room who are average drivers, and you have to ask them, is your driving average? A lot of them would tell you no. So we're all too optimistic at times. And optimism is good, but sometimes we're not realistic enough about what it will take to achieve the goals. Because if we were realistic enough, we would never be frustrated. And I think most of us are on the side of, it's too slow, the progress is too slow, it's frustrating. I know myself, when I was younger especially, it was always like that, why can't I develop this faster, why can't it happen quicker? And unfortunately, it's the way it is, you know, you've got to take things step by step. You've got to play the game the way it's made to be played. You can't, frustration helps to a point, but if we follow the right rules, we will get a better result. Okay, so if you look at the first page there, I say a lot of your guitar learning problems come from not practicing effectively. Okay? So the most important point about not practicing effectively is, practicing effectively does not mean that every day must be an exact schedule. That's not necessarily an effective practice. Sometimes you need to be creative and jam and let the creative juices flow. But most of the time, the thing that we miss is, the thing I wrote there is, practicing is basically investing your time today to get a return for your guitar in the future. Okay? And the biggest thing people miss is, if you could make just a little bit of difference every day, more than you do, that will compound over time and you will have a massive result. So you could take yourself where you are today, practice a little bit sloppy, see yourself in 4 years and have one result, or you can take yourself where you are today, practice very effectively, put in that extra amount of effort without making it painful. I'm not suggesting anything too radical, and then in 4 years you would have a completely different result. And the thing I was trying to say in this workshop is, if we can get our practicing right, a lot of the other problems about the guitar would disappear over time.
Well, Stephanie, if you could go back to your sort of early days,
yes.
If you go back and do something different in those early days, what would it be? Is it?
Well, when I just started, I didn't know what I know now. So I think maybe I would have been a little bit more disciplined when I was younger, because when I started, I was 12 years old with the guitar, and I practiced all the instruments, a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this. And in a sense it was very good, because I was practicing all day long, just playing music. So I wouldn't take that away, but I would maybe just have been slightly more disciplined on some areas of the playing. But otherwise, I think what I've done was quite good for the amount of time that I did it. But if I knew the concept of the compound return, if I knew that from a young age, I would have kept that in the back of my mind and would have worked a bit harder. Because it's that extra return that's going to give you so much more freedom in the future. Okay? Okay, so that's the first one. Now let's get to the next page. Now I want everyone just to take out some pens, and I want you to take 5 minutes just to create a practice schedule for me. Or your current practice schedule, or what you think is a good practice schedule. And then we can discuss that.
I think too, if I could just add something here, I think like with anything that you do, not that I'm so disciplined, but it's just a matter of picking up the guitar. You know, that's got to be the first step.
No, that's
sometimes we see, oh, I don't have time, but we haven't even picked up the guitar.
No, that
Could be
yeah,
watching
that's true.
television. It's like I've started to do yoga, and it's a matter of rolling out the mat. So, so you've got to pick up the guitar.
That's true.
Like if you're playing drums, you've got to pick up the sticks.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that's a big secret. That is a
It
big
is.
secret.
It
Yeah.
sounds really stupid, but it's true. Pick
Yeah.
up the instrument.
Even if you only have 5 minutes, at least
Yeah.
go and do
See, you
something.
always say-
Yeah.
But if you pick it up,
15 minutes a day, but it takes me to get my saxophone out and set it up. It takes
Yeah, but if you
5 or 10 minutes.
if you pick it up while your wife's cooking dinner or you're waiting for something to boil, you might get 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
See, I don't do this. See, I don't think this method of going, I'm now going to put 40 minutes aside for. I don't think that works in
But
life.
that's a compound return there by picking up the guitar. That's already doing something that you wouldn't usually do. That's the point. So for you, that's what your extra would be.
But I reckon 10 minutes, even if it's in 4 intervals a day or 2 intervals a day, is better than no minutes. So if you punish yourself by going, I have to do at least 35 minutes today, oh, I'm not going to get time, so I'll do
Yeah.
nothing.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
Do 5.
I find the hardest thing picking up the instrument, but when you pick it up, I don't want to put it down.
Ah, perfect.
I don't want to put it down. Once I've started, I'm thinking, oh, this is.
It's all true, but
Pick
sometimes we must have.
the guitar.
No, but sometimes we must have longer sessions as well because we've got some stuff to look at.